Mm-hmm.
Hey. Oh.
I got such a pretty face. So I'm Genesis,
I'm Junebug.
and this is...
Let's see how this goes with the Sun edition.
Yes.
I said maybe we should record somewhere else. He's like, nah.
No. That would entail me moving the couch.
No, we wouldn't have to move the couch. We'd move our bodies.
No, we'd move the couch. You can't record without the couch.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't.
We have.
We have not.
The more you frustrate me, the more likely your name slips out.
I know. It's fun.
No, it's not.
For one of us, it is.
Yeah, that's one of us is not me, so it's not fun.
So today we thought we'd talk about cons in age gap relationship.
First, I thought you were just gonna say we're talking about cons. That's it. Just some cons that we pulled off.
Yeah, end of statement.
Well, because we've had a surge of views, like 200 something views on just like our age gap video alone in this weekend.
Yeah.
Which thank you.
Yeah, no kidding.
And 2 new subscribers. I posted a thank you on Instagram.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we figured, well, age gap videos tend to get the most traffic, so we're like, let's do some more.
Yeah, clearly people like those videos, so we thought we'd try and do another one.
Yeah.
We are.
So the next 2 weeks we're gonna do pros and cons of age gap relationships. We were gonna do pros first, but then I was like, the cons would fall on Valentine's Day weekend, and that does not seem very romantic. So we're swapping them. We're starting with the cons first. And we try to make it as generic as possible, because each relationship has their own bumps in the road. We're trying to make it for most age gap couples, but even then, we don't have as many, like the cons won't be as serious for every relationship.
Right.
It depends on the person and the people. So the first thing is not that bad. I guess it depends more on the age gap. For us, it's not too bad, because he doesn't understand pop culture, really.
No, I lived in the country my entire life, and also under a rock, so I just I don't get a lot of pop culture references.
Because where I grew up, it was just bustling with people. The con is you don't always understand each other's references. Or like if they make a joke about something, and sometimes I'm like, what's that? I do get a lot of them though, because I'm just an older person on the inside. And I think, yeah, you don't get some of my references.
We have a game catchphrase, and there's an entertainment section, and most of the stuff I have to blow through because I don't know what it is.
It's painful.
Yes, if I'm lucky enough to land on a Marvel character, I know she will get it right away, but almost all the artists that she knows, I am lost.
It's not like a bad thing. I guess if it was like a more drastic age gap, and you're like never laughing at anything they say because you just don't get a single reference, it might be harder.
It could put a damper on the relationship. It really limits the stuff you can talk about, or at least joke about, because I mean, I do like how we could joke about how my head's just in the sand with a lot of the pop culture references.
And I'm no means like a pop culture guru.
Yeah.
You know me. The next one where con is you might not as easily get along with each other's friends, because like, your friends are obviously your age, and my friends are my age. When you first met them, I was like, oh, he's gonna think I'm even younger if he sees my friends and they're both young, or his friends will meet me and think I'm too young. I was worried about meeting your friends. I'm like, I don't know if we'll have anything in common, because you'll have something in common with the person you're dating, obviously, but they're different people. I said if you wanted the age gap to seem less or not as prominent, stop treating me like I'm significantly younger if I don't know something. I had to talk to you about that. Yeah,
and it wasn't something that I intended on doing.
So that's a tip.
Yes.
For the older person, at least.
Yeah, it was never my intention to come off that way, and when I was, it was a good talking point for us both, because I don't want to sound preachy or nothing. So I was glad you brought it to my attention, so I can stop doing that.
I'm your fiancé, not a student. But I do ask questions, but just wait to answer them until I ask them. He's way better now. 100% better. It got better than next week.
Yeah.
It's so sunny, Genesis.
A con for me, anyways. And I feel like if you're the older
For
man,
both of us.
yeah, that's true. Con for both of us. Backlash from families, especially if you're an older man dating a younger woman. I feel like especially the women's side of the family are a little less understanding, I guess, about it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of come off as a creep, I guess. I don't know what your family's original opinions of me were, but I know
It was solely based off the age gap.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I know it wasn't great for most of the family. There was a couple of people who had a pretty open mind and wanted to wait to meet me first before they made any judgments, which I very much appreciate. I'm a pretty reasonable guy. When
My father never wanted to meet you at the start. It's gotten better.
Mm.
But just also the fact that even though the problem was with you, in a sense, I got all the backlash. Like, what are you doing? Like, I was told I was throwing my life away.
Oh yeah, she was also living at home at the time, so like she would get ridicule, judgment, like pretty
very passive aggressive.
Yeah, pretty frequently too. So that sucked a lot for her.
And your family was totally fine. You're like, okay.
Yeah, both sides of my family, my mother's and my father's side, we're mostly a pretty relaxed bunch. We don't.
Ironically, it was my dad's side that were more accepting. Just not my dad. So this isn't necessarily for us, because we don't look drastically different in age. But you could get hate from strangers. It's probably not as common, like, in person as it is. It's probably more hate online nowadays.
Yeah.
But I know if, like, it's a significant age gap, or especially if it's an older man, like if he's 60s and the girl is visibly like 20 years or more younger, they might get some comments just from random people like gold digger or cradle robber.
Something. Nobody's said anything to us like to our face either, but
no, just like my family, they're very sweet. It's better, guys, it's better. Well, anyway, this one is the bummer, and it's a question we randomly get asked a lot.
Yeah,
especially
it is
me.
too.
Which is so weird. You don't ask this about any other relationship. It's one could obviously die sooner, but a lot of age couples realize that us living exactly a normal lifespan and dying of natural causes at a determined like 80s, 90s, 100 is very unlikely.
Right.
Are you paying attention?
I am.
I just see you. So I'm like,
finding that sweet spot.
I feel like it's not likely that we're just both gonna live perfectly healthy lives and not have a single medical problem that will contribute to our death.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna be the case.
I just feel like with the medical problems I've already had in my life, it's just not gonna be that smooth for me.
Mm-hmm. And there's been some now known heart issues on my father's side, so.
Oh, and my side too.
Yeah.
But just also, I could get eaten by a bear. You don't know. I don't know. I hope that's not the case, but it's true.
Yeah.
Or car crashes or accidents happen.
Yes, they do.
And if you got the one life, then life's very short. It seems to go faster as you get older.
Yeah.
Why waste the not being with the person you love?
That's true.
That got sentimental and a bit deep, but I guess that is a con if you both live natural lifespans, no medical problem involved with your death.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick the bucket a decade before she does.
And even then, that's not drastic than like, because women tend to live longer anyway than most of their husbands.
Yeah.
Generally.
So cons, not having kids, but the age at which we have kids. So.
Or just if it's a drasticer thing, like what if one already has kids and the younger one wants to have kids of their own.
Right, so.
It varies for couple.
Right. With us, neither of us have kids. If
you can't tell.
Yeah. If I would have had a set of kids and then she wanted some, then I'd be going through it twice, which some people would mind, some people wouldn't like, but.
Because that can make or break a lot of age gaps, I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a younger woman, like, I want to have my own babies. And the guy's 20 years older, he's like, my kids are full grown. I'm tired.
Yeah, right. The final con that we'd be talking about today is...
I thought it was very sweet when he mentioned it.
It was the first thing that came to my mind. The waiting, if you want to call it that.
He didn't know I was alive till I was of legal age, don't worry. He wasn't waiting with a clock, as some people presume.
Right, like, so we met when she was 18 and I was 30. So that meant I had 12 years of relationships to go through before I finally met her.
The one.
Yes, whereas she met me, not right off the bat, but I mean, you didn't, like, after high school, there wasn't too long where, like, I wonder when my knight in shining armor is going to show up.
My person.
Yeah.
I found my person in college Spanish class. Mi amor.
So, I mean, that was the biggest con for me, was...
I thought that was sweet. He was just waiting for me.
Yeah.
Not with, like, a countdown until she's 18, people.
Yeah, just the slog of bad relationships that somebody could go through, and then finding that person.
That's me.
That doesn't pertain particularly to, I guess, age gap couples, because you could, meet the one. You can meet the one when you're both in the same stage of life.
That's true.
It was just one of the first things that came to my mind was, I mean, yeah, I had to...
So, I mean, there's other cons, and for every relationship it's different, but these are some of the main ones I thought pertain to age gap couples.
Yep. At least some of them that we could talk about, because I guess we experienced most of them at some point. The whole hate from strangers thing we haven't really got yet.
But I know some people with a more dramatic or more visible age gap can get some hate.
Yeah.
Or at least passive aggressiveness from people. Or if they're on a bigger platform of social media. We're little still.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're meeting someone who's older or younger than you, of legal age, please.
Yeah, let's not go to prison.
Yeah. Always check this out to maybe see some bumps you might hit along the way.
Yeah.
And next week we'll have pros. Obviously it doesn't all suck or we wouldn't be together. Not that these are really bad for us, since we got lucky, but we also don't have a drastic age gap.
No.
To some we do, but
12 years isn't really much compared to...
I've known a couple people, like people I went to school with, their parents for exactly 12 years.
Yeah.
And they're doing great. You're so pale. Stop it. Your goatee looks like it's floating. Well, anyway, goodbye.